Oda, Oda, how? How do you do it? So yeah, we got Big Mom's backstory in this chapter, and by God, like this is why One Piece is so great, guys. Because if nothing else, we can give Oda his credit, his damn credit for taking a character like Big Mom that we've probably hated more than a few times now in this arc, and giving us this backstory, this sad ass backstory about her, and like by God, like Oda, this is your fucking specialty. Like honestly, like just everything we learned about Big Mom in this chapter, it makes me feel nothing but sympathy for her. Because right off the bat, we learned that Mother Caramel wasn't technically even her real mother. She was pretty much only a nun who decided to who made it took it upon herself in order to adopt all the orphan children of the world. It didn't matter who they were, what race they were, or whatever. And and we learned that because and we learned that Big Mom was adopted by her because Big Mom's real parents, decided to abandon her because she was just eating too much. Like, okay, here's the thing. If you're a parent, you need to set limitations on your child, okay? You can't just you can't just fucking you can't just it seemed the way I mean we didn't see like what happened with between her and her parents, but I bet they were I bet they were but they were lazy who didn't really even try and reprimand her parents. Because but although on the flip side, the thing about this chapter is I also feel that maybe Mother Caramel herself was being a bit of an enabler too, because we should have been more strict. Because we see in this chapter how Big Mom was doing just all this crazy ass shit that would have been that would have just would have that should have been really addressed, honestly, like but by her guardian or parent. And Mother Caramel was just saying, please, I want you to please forgive Lin. She's a child. I'm like, that's the thing. That's just kind of being an enabler. You can't just apologize. You need to set rules and rules and ground rules for kids. Otherwise, in order for them to become well-rounded adults, it's kind of a thing about being a parent. And I feel that is one thing that the Mother Caramel was just doing a little too much of, was just kind of enabling her activity again and again and again. Because in this chapter, we actually get a lot of points of interest that show insight into from Linlin's childhood and what she was doing as a child, that kind of became core points of contrast to her as an adult. Like, for instance, her eating disorder and her I guess her like hockey shout or something, which apparently she of course developed early on. Um, Now, I don't. It is it is pretty cool for. It is kind of strange it is kind of strange, I guess, for her to develop that for me as a kid. But I suppose Ace developed hockey too, so I can't be too I can't be too mad about it, I guess. Um, and another thing is her does in this chapter we see her basically we see her locking both a wolf and a bear into in pretty much into a cage in order to force them to be friends. And even though and in a way I think we could say that's sort of giving us a little bit of an insight in a little bit of an insight into her desire for in order to make the races of the world live together in harmony. Um, but I think it was that, and the fact that I think her mother's work in general, honestly, what Mother Caramel did also was a bit of a catalyst to her wanting to bring all the races of the world together. Like yeah, the two cattle that like of course the bear and the wolf, her wanting the bear and the wolf to get along was one of the catalysts for that. But I think I think the one that gave birth to that whole desire itself was of course Mother Caramel herself, because we learn in this chapter that Mother Caramel's like the giant pirates. They weren't doing a whole lot for. We learn in this chapter that the giant pirates weren't doing a whole lot for um for uh for human and giant relations. So what? Mother Caramel took it upon herself in order to try and repair in order to repair in order to repair the whole damaged relationship between humans and giants. And we you can see that for the most part it was actually it was really working. And I think that was a catalyst to even Big Mom developing the desire to want to have all races of the world to live together. What wasn't it came from Mother Caramel. So yeah, we can see that the Mother Caramel was of course a big influence in Big Mom's life, um, in Big Mom's life and her goal of course. Uh, Another thing we learn in this chapter is Big Mom's playful curiosity. I well, also in a way we could argue led to her little sadistic little hobby of collecting people, animals, and rare creatures because we see in this chapter that she's trying to tear off. We see in this chapter that she's trying to tear off limbs of the arms of a long arm tribe member of her family, as well as the tail of a fish man or fish woman or whatever, fish person or yeah, fish person, and it's yeah, it is probably very small and very slight, but it is interesting to see how these little tidbits of her interacting with others may have been of interesting things around her may have also given birth to that little sadistic little hobby of collecting, even though it did turn a little sadistic as an adult. But yeah, so yeah, we even got insight into her little hobby of collecting things. So that's kind of interesting too. Um, but the biggest thing in this chapter is we learn her full on connection to Elbath, and more than likely why Big Mom wants to have Elbath as allies is that, well, like I said, in this chapter we learned that the bulk of Mother Caramel's work was trying to repair the damaged relationship between giants and humans. And I feel that because Big Mom was living on Elbath her entire life, and because of what we saw in this last in the last page of how she basically burned how she uncontrollably and unintentionally burned the entire burned the entire burned the entire burned the entire village down. Um, I feel that was sort of I feel that was sort of Big Mom's way of trying. I feel that Big Mom's whole goal of wanting to make peace with the Giants now is sort of is sort of is sort of her way of almost atonement in a way of atoning for destroying the place one place she of course could call home. So yeah, there's that too. Um, there's that. So yeah, like of course I think it is to now. Here's where things get interesting because in one of the previous chapters we learned that one of the reasons she wants Elbeth as allies is to find Mother Caramel. So in this chapter we see of course that Mother Caramel is rushing towards Big Mom and wanting to save her, but but so I think the only way this is going to go down is either a Big Mom or Mother Caramel is going to either sacrifice herself for Big Mom or she's going to get imprisoned or she's going to get imprisoned or something in Big Mom's place because or something is going to happen here. But that does bring up the question of okay, Mother Caramel is 80 years old at this point, so even if she's a lot, even if she survives this, how is she still alive years later? I mean, is it one of those things where just nuns live longer or something? I don't know, but Big Mom's whole goal of getting peace with Elbeth is more than likely in order to find Mother Caramel. So you have to wonder if if Mother Caramel is even still alive on Elbeth today or not. But you gotta at least recommend for at least for trying to find Mother Caramel, I guess. But yeah, guys, honestly this chapter was just great. Like honestly, it just proved why Oda is so good. And actually, on one small note, we also get a little tidbit of seeing Kashi, Oimo, and Hajurin from the Enies lobby and Dressrosa arcs. Like that right there, showing how well Oda tied those three characters in to this story just proves what I've known all along, that One Piece is a series you cannot skip. You cannot skip at all. It's every element ties in one way or another, and I just love that about One Piece. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review. Well, if you enjoyed it's pretty much my review. A great chapter, like I said. I can't wait for more and to see what just happened to what exactly happened to Mother Caramel. Um, but yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight MMA, signing off. Oda, you did it again. Bye. Oh, bye, guys.